Alright, what is going on, my dudes? We are back here today with one of the most important videos I have ever made. I've been working on this one for a very long time, and I'm very proud to share this video with you guys. I have on my pink Broncos hat today because pink is the closest thing that I have to purple, and purple means mystic, and mystic means Doctor Doom. We have a crap ton of footage to show you today. We have a bunch of bosses, we have a bunch of fights, a bunch of abilities, and most importantly, a lot of stuff. I'm very, very excited to be sharing this video with you guys today. Doctor Doom is probably, man, arguably my favorite champion in the game. Like, I've said this so many times. I've said it to the designer, I've said it to the internets, to the YouTubes, to the line chats, to the Discords, to all the Reddits. I've said all of it. I said Doctor Doom is the closest thing to a perfect champion in this game for me. So this is a no-brainer, man. I'm gonna pop in this Awakening Gem. I would have popped in a generic if I still had it, but thank the Lord, man. Thank the Kabam gods that I did Abyss very quickly, and I got a Mystic Awakening Gem from the Legends rewards. No regrets there, man. It all ended up working out very, very nicely. So I brought this guy up to a very high sig, and this is what my 6-star roster looks like now. So we're gonna jump in with the frickin' bangers today, man. So fun fact about my YouTube channel, back before I even took this seriously, back like the first weekend Doom came out, you know, I grinded from the arena. I instantly took him up against this guy, and I uploaded a solo of the champion boss, and this was back before, like, solos of the champion bosses were, like, common, and before, like, you know, myself, MSD, Suida, Lags did it 5 billion times. This was like, oh my god, Doctor Doom can solo this guy. There was no 6.3, there was no Abyss. This was like the final boss at the time. And I did that with the rank 5 Doctor Doom, and it was good. It was, you know, I just kept him in the corner the whole time. But now I'm coming in here with a full synergy team, a rank 3 Doctor Doom, and I want to see how quickly and how dominantly Doctor Doom can just absolutely destroy this champion boss. Now, of course, unfortunately, this is the nerfed version. However, you know, rank 3 Doctor Doom will be able to do pretty much exactly what you're seeing here against the old champion boss as well. Because the biggest thing that changed here is like the block penetration, and you'll notice I'm not taking hardly any blocked hits at all. So that's, you know, just pretend like you're watching the old one, man. Just pretend. Just pretend. We're going to go in for our second special 3 here to get that double fury. Let's talk about the synergies that I brought along here. I brought along the Squirrel Girl synergy first and foremost. I actually grinded for Squirrel Girl in the arena way back when in January because of this synergy, man. It extends the aura of Hazarat that you get from Special 1 and Special 3 for just a little bit longer. I also have Mr. Fantastic for 20% increased potency to shocks, and also to get an armor break on heavy attacks. I have Silver Surfer, I think, to get a random buff, either armor up, power gain buff, or a fury buff whenever I activate that aura. And I also have Annihilus, which to me is the most important synergy here. Whenever you throw off a special heavy attack here, when he has that little nullification thing or the little stagger up, it's going to be a guaranteed critical hit. We're going to be showcasing that a lot in this video. But yeah, man, I was rambling about this fight for a bit. It's been about 60 seconds or so, maybe a little bit longer, and this guy is already dead here. We got our 3 prowesses. Unfortunately, we can't get to 5 anymore, but yeah, man, Doctor Doom completely shredded 6.2 champion boss, man. Like, absolutely destroys him. Still probably the #1 best option out there. Let's move on to another very difficult 6.2 boss, Mordo, man. So Doctor Doom is actually very good for Mordo. He's also very good for the Do Not Go Gentle global node here. So there's a lot of stuff here: unblockable special attacks, Hurt Locker, Spite, you know, Stupefy. There's the node where you have to have your whole team alive, or else you have lowered attack and lowered ability accuracy. But Doctor Doom is really good for Mordo for like a lot of reasons. Okay, so obviously Mordo gets that power gain buff, but you'll see right here, no power gain buff. We have the power flood from Spite, but we actually steal his power gain buff because Doctor Doom is awakened. So basically, what I want to do here is I kind of just want to nuke this Mordo down as fast as I possibly can. When I get to a special 3, I'm going to go ahead and throw it, and here we go, man. let's toss this guy off after we went for that second heavy attack there on the corner. And basically, man, here's the thing with this fight. There's also Hurt Locker, and when it comes to Dr. Doom's rotation, you don't really have to worry about Hurt Locker. That's not the biggest deal in the world for a lot of reasons. For example, we're going to go right here with the special 1, so now we reset that little combo counter, and up next we either throw the special 3 or the special 2, depending on what we want to do. Right now we're going to go in, we're going to go for that, and we're going to chain it again. We did get lucky, he didn't toss off the special 3, which is very, very nice, and now we're going to have our double Fury. I believe we still had the first Fury up. So here we go, man. We're going to do our little medium, medium, light, 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 medium, medium combo starting right now after the special 3. Light, 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 medium, medium, special 1. And now we're going to go right into a special 2. Now, quick trick here. I did bring along Heimdall so that when this happens, not the biggest deal in the world, man. You know, those do not go gentle things. You know, Doom is pretty good at countering that because he has that heavy attack. He has the stun on the passive stun on the heavy attack. However, there's so much to, like, you know, look out for in that fight. Usually you would just bring in somebody else and just finish him off with the 1 damage. Up next, we're going to jump into the big bad Venom boss at the end of Variant 5. Now, this is the first time I've ever brought Dr. Doom up against this guy, and this is one of my favorite fights in the video, man. Just the end of it is so much fun. So what we're going to do here is we're going to build up to special 3. We're going to get into it just kind of like we were doing. Now, one thing I do want to point out here is that I'm not running Mystic Dispersion at all in any of these fights for the entirety of this 45-minute video. I don't personally really use Mystic Dispersion with Dr. Doom. I know a lot of people who do. I know a lot of people who like it. I personally don't. I find that it messes with his rotation in certain fights where I don't want it to. So for me, it's a lot easier if I just continue on along with my Dr. Dooming without Mystic Dispersion. Because right here, medium, medium, light, 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 medium, medium, right to special 1, and I go right to special 2. You know, the thing with Dr. Doom is that he has a chance to nullify buffs whenever he's hitting you and he has the aura up. So there is a chance that you can overshoot that special 1 and go right to special 2 when you don't want to. That could also happen against champs like Arcus or like Hyperion or whatnot, and you definitely want to keep an eye out for that. And I find that more often than not, when I like have this rotation down pat, I just rather just stick to what I know, man. So right here, this is crazy, man. He still has 50% health. We're going to go for a big special 2, and we brought that Squirrel Girl synergy along for reasons like this, man. We're going to try to get back up to another special 2. We're going to see if it's possible, man. Run in, toss off the special 1. Can we do it? Let's see if we can get it done, man. We're going to go in there. Let's see. Oh my god, we just made it, man. We just made it. The end of that fight was so sick, dude. Dr. Doom is just, it's when you have moments like that with Dr. Doom, man, it's such a good feeling, dude, to just nuke the opponent down like that. So I want to talk about, you know, that global node against Mordo, the do not go gentle. Dr. Doom is really good for that, man, for a lot of reasons. You know, I mentioned the passive stun that he has on the heavy attack when he converts the shock into a passive stun, right there. So the way you get rid of the do not go gentle thing is you either intercept to get rid of 2 or heavy attack to get rid of 1. Now, Hela is not the best example because there's going to be a lot of shock, so we can kind of abuse that heavy attack there, but against any other champion in the game, not any other champion, but a lot of champions in the game, you'll, you know, be able to control your combo in a way where you can always get rid of that little pink icon, and I'll show you what I mean right now, okay? The 9th hit right there. Now we're going to start another combo here, and we're going to have the little icon right there, and then we get rid of it, and then we're going to continue on like that, okay? You're not really going to have a way to cheese Moon Knight with all those heavy attacks, so that's the way you want to do that. But talking about cheese, man, I mentioned cheese. We like some cheese, all right? So we're going to go into 6.3.6. We're going to look at Rage. Now, we can pretty much do this on any Rage node, but this is the first one that came to my mind, and it also probably has the highest health pool for a Rage node in the game. Alright, so I brought along my Annihilus energy, so I'm going to have those guaranteed crits, and let's check out what happens here, man. When we knock down the opponent and we reach 2.5% of their health, well, they're going to gain a Fury buff, but on the heavy attack, we put a Stagger. So we're going to, what do you call it, nullify that Fury buff. It's going to turn to a Shock with the signature ability at Sig 200. There's a 100% chance. At a lower Sig, it's about a 90% chance, so you do want to keep an eye out for that. And you can pretty much do this whenever you find Rage, and that's all in his Sig ability, man. He needs to be awakened, and ideally needs to be Sig 200 for this to be safe. But look at that. 6.4.6 content, man. Top of the top stuff, completely cheese. Let's jump back to 6.3, Resistor. We've seen Resistor a couple places, man. There's Resistor in Act 5, Resistor in Act 6. We find Resistor in the monthly event quests and some variants, and let's see how it works here. Well, spoiler alert, man, it's gonna work exactly the same here, if not even better, because pretty much how Resistor works is that up to like 10 hits, they get those resistance buffs, and we're just gonna do this, man. We're gonna get them in the corner, and that is it. Easy game, easy life, dude. Easy game here. Look at this, dude. Now, one thing with Resistor is I don't know exactly why here, but when we were doing Rage, we had that extra stagger, but here we don't, so we're not having the guaranteed crits. I don't know exactly why. I haven't thought about it too much. I'm just realizing that right now, but this can also be done a lot of different ways as well. So there's this new node here called No Hit Mercy. We saw this in the previous Cavalier difficulty event quest. So this is like even new stuff, man. New stuff coming out. When you knock the opponent down, they get a cruelty buff. Pretty much the same thing here, right? Now, also really fun to mention that every time Dr. Doom nullifies a buff or something on the opponent, he's going to gain a passive prowess. Now, of course, this is Omega Red, so this probably wasn't the best fight to illustrate this on because of all the degen, but it was the first fight on the path. We just wanted to get it going, all right? So this prowess now is going to make the special 3 hit like crazy. So there's always new instances where this heavy attack cheese in the corner from his Sig ability is going to be very, very useful, man, and we just saw it right there in the Cavalier difficulty event quest. So now let's jump on to some more cheese, dude. Power Struggle, an aspect of evolution. This is in 6.4.5, man. Dr. Doom is arguably the best champion for Power Struggle. Once you get to a special 3, the fight's over. The fight's over. The way Power Struggle works is that you gain a bar of power when they gain a bar of power, and if they use 2 bars of power, you lose 2 bars of power. They use 3, you lose 3. That's kind of how it works, all right? So here's the thing. The typical rotation is medium, medium, light, 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 medium, medium, special 1. Not this time. Out of the special 3, we're going to go medium, light, medium, okay? Medium, light, medium, pause, light, medium, into another special 3. Why does that happen? Well, when Dr. Doom has the aura of Hazareth up, every light attack is going to steal some of the power, and the medium attacks, well, they don't do that, okay? So when we do medium, light, medium, we're hitting them, stealing power, hitting them again. The second medium resets the combo, so we can do a light, steal some power, medium, get to a special 3, light, steal some power, medium, get to another special 3, and then you continue like that. And you could do the whole path like that. Now let's talk about all or nothing, dude. All or nothing. So, you know, with Dr. Doom, man, when he has these heavy attacks in the corner, you can theoretically do this with anybody. You could, like, really do this with, like, almost any champion, but the way Dr. Doom works with his power control, man, is you almost want the opponent to reach, like, 3 bars of power, and it's just so safe to keep them in the corner and chain heavy attacks. Toss off special 1, steal off all their power, go into special 3, do your rotation, and not worry about getting a special attack to the face. All or nothing nodes, it's gonna be very, very hard to find a better counter than Dr. Doom. You know, we're not talking about Quake, we're not talking about Ghost and Hood, we're talking about like just a strict counter. Dr. Doom has got to be the best one, man. He's not even cheesing it. Like, this isn't cheese. This is just Dr. Doom being the best power control champion in the game. So let's talk about some more utility here. Whoa, holy light balance. Let's talk about some more utility here. Crit me with your best shot and tunnel vision, all right? So I talked about that Annihilus synergy before. Personally, in my opinion, the most underrated synergy for Dr. Doom. So I've taken a lot of champions up on this lane to showcase them. Thor, Jane Foster, Daredevil, Netflix, just to show some like crit potential, right? And here's the thing, man. Dr. Doom is so good for this stuff because every single heavy attack that he does is going to be critical, dude. It's crazy. You can't chain them. Luckily, I didn't get punished there, but if you chain heavy attacks, you know, the, what do you call it? The tunnel vision is going to make you miss, blah, 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 blah. I'll speed it up because we don't want to watch this whole fight. But I want to show you how sustainable Dr. Doom is fighting this way, even with the Suicide Masteries, because by the way, I use the Suicide Masteries all the time. Dr. Doom is great without them. In my opinion, he's also fantastic with them. I've never had any issues, ever. Except for like in the Abyss, I took them off for Dr. Doom in the Abyss, of course, but as you'll see later, we probably don't need it for that either. You'll see. Keep watching the video, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, dude, this is it for this Joe Fixit. He's down to like 5% health. We're still at 100% health, man, because that block proficiency is just so fantastic. Plus, we were healing from the Falter a bit, and he could pretty much do this for the entire lane. Like, here's this Heimdall, the next fight over, and he's down to, what, 5% health, and we're at like 95%, 94% because we use a special attack from the recoil. So, Dr. Doom with the Annihilus energy, really great for cripping with your best shot, man. There's gonna be lots of crits, lots of big yellow numbers, dude. So up next, we'll talk about some more utility for Act 6, Thunderstruck. I've done a lot of Thunderstruck videos in the past, man. I've done a lot of them, you know, with Hulkbuster, Black Widow Deadly Origin, Thor Jane Foster, Dr. Doom himself, Guardian. I've done a lot of Thunderstruck stuff. But Dr. Doom, man, if you alter his playstyle a bit, you can pretty much ignore the node, because every medium attack is going to have a shock, and that'll last for the entirety of your combo, alright? When you toss off that big special 2, just try your best to get a shock on there, and you'll be doing a lot of damage, man. He's really good for the lane of 6.3.6 because he can also stagger the regeneration buffs and the unblockable buffs that the defender is going to get. So Dr. Doom, great option for Thunderstruck, man, wherever you find it. Wherever you find it. Let's talk about any node like this. So any node where there's going to be buffs. All right, this is Footloose. Footloose is when they toss off a special attack, they're going to activate an Unstoppable and an Evade. All right. So right when he gets to a bar of power, we are going to put that little stagger on him. Now we're going to take a combo to the face, and we're going to bait out that special 1. And when he would have gotten the Unstoppable and Evade buff, he got a shock instead. Now, the shock is from the Sig ability, of course, but if he wasn't awakened, there just would have not been a buff. Now, I want to take him up against, in my opinion, this is the biggest, most stacked version of Hyperion in the game. Supercharge, improved power gain, aspect of evolution, and a bunch of other power gain nodes, man. And I've done this fight a bunch of times here. I've done it with Longshot, Mojo, Thor Jane Foster when I was testing them all out in the CCP. But Dr. Doom, man, he was pretty much made for fights like these. Made where, like, the power in these fights is just so unbelievably out of control, where it kind of feels like there are no other acceptable options other than Dr. Doom. Of course, Magic, Ghost and Hood, Quake if it wasn't like a Hyperion. I understand. I understand there are options. But when you see Dr. Doom completely shredding him like this, man, it's like, why would you ever use anybody else other than Dr. Doom for a fight like this? There's so many like instances on the new Alliance War map as well where you can do stuff like this. For example, Powerful from Afar. If you do a heavy attack and back off, they'll get a power gain buff, but then you'll get the power gain buff, and then they'll get Spite. So they'll go up to special 3, but you'll have a special 1 ready. You'll steal all of that. There's just so much you can do whenever there's an obscene amount of power. It almost feels like the utility of Dr. Doom almost never ends, dude. It just like it's unbelievable, man. It's crazy. Every new piece of content, it's like, well, Dr. Doom's definitely a great option. Almost always. Just for a little bit of fun here, for a little tiny intermission, let's go ahead and bring up Dr. Doom against Icarus in 6.2.3. 6.2.3, just to see how hard we can hit, because Dr. Doom has I think it's the highest base attack in the entire game. So you know, those Furies are going to make him hit pretty hard there. We couldn't do any heavy attacks or else we would have gotten rid of the Furies. But hey, look at this guy. Look at who we're fighting now, man. We're going up against the Collector in Act 5.2.6. A little bit of a throwback here. Now, this guy, I believe he has some sort of safeguard or whatnot where we can't do too much huge damage. But we're just going to showcase the tankiness of Dr. Doom here, man. It's very hard to die with Dr. Doom. We have a joke in 4 Loki during Alliance War that it's impossible to die with Dr. Doom no matter how much you mess up. And we're going to test that out today, man. We're tossing off a big special 2 here, getting that nice Bane transfer transfer. And I haven't fought this guy for a while, so I didn't really read his abilities too much. I forgot that he gets some unblockable specials. I forgot that he goes unstoppable randomly. So it wasn't the cleanest fight in the world, but I was just trying to get through it and stumble through it with Dr. Doom as best as I can. I didn't expect the special one to be unblockable, man, but great piece of utility when you have the Aura of Hazarath active. The last bit of a heavy attack or a special attack, you're gonna have a safeguard cap of 5% damage from that attack, and you're gonna go like passively unstoppable during it, and you're able to dash in and punish them. Really solid utility, man. Super sick utility. Also, the dude is super tanky and he's an absolute beast. We took 5 hits to the face, no crits. His crit resistance is through the charts, man. Very annoying on defense, but fantastic on offense. So we're going to jump over to 6.1 now. We're going to showcase his utility against EMP modification, and also Spry and backup recovery and Spite. A lot of things going on here, man. This is one of the more restrictive fights in 6.1. I feel like it gets very overlooked. This is the fight, if you were watching Brian Grant's McFabio saga, when he got to this fight and he was like, holy crap, I'm not going to be able to get Cavalier. I don't have a counter for this. Light balance, come on. He's like, I don't have a counter for this fight. This is a very restrictive fight if you're not ready for it. You ideally want somebody, oh my god, you ideally want somebody who's shock immune. Now, Dr. Doom is completely shock immune here, okay? He also has that big benefit of having that passive stun on the heavy attack. That's awesome because Ultron likes to evade a lot, all right? Every like 7 seconds or something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head. But basically, Dr. Doom is like the ultimate counter for this fight, man, because he can deal with the evade. That means you don't really have to deal with the Spry too much. It'll still be there, but that's okay because you're going to heal from willpower, and Spry does what? It lowers your crit rate, but we have Annihilus, so we have guaranteed crits. That's awesome. Spite, we can steal some power. Backup recovery, we'll steal that power. EMP modification, completely forget about it because Dr. Doom is 100% immune to all shock effects. Let's talk about shock effects, EMP modification. In Alliance War, that mini boss in the middle on the left, EMP modification. Dr. Doom is one of the best options there. Dr. Doom and Thing. You really won't find 4Loki sending anybody to those nodes with the shock except for those two. Sometimes Corvus to nuke them down, sometimes Ghost to nuke them down in very perfect situations, but more often than not, Dr. Doom is the safest option. Along with Thing, but Dr. Doom hits a little bit harder than Thing and is usually a little more diverse. But yeah, man, this Ultron, we got a little lucky here at the end. Oh, look at that. We also have Combo Party here, and he hit us one time after an evade and just completely ruined us because all those cruelty buffs, they explode on you. But it's alright, man. We got that special one off, and we hit him with a really big special too. So up next, we're going to look at this Iron Man Infinity boss, Iron Man Infinity War boss in 6.3.4, I want to say. A lot of things going on here. Now, normally, Dr. Doom is a decent counter to Iron Man Infinity War for a couple reasons. Number one, if you mess up, he's immune to shock. Number two, if you bring along Mr. Fantastic, okay, there's an armor break and you just completely shut him down and everything he could do. Number three, if he's in that final phase and it gets to a special 3, your special 1 can steal all his power and it's unblockable. So, here's the thing. This Iron Man Infinity War, he is going to be armor break immune, so I didn't even bring along Mr. Fantastic with me, okay? Normally, that's almost a given when you have Iron Man Infinity War with Doom. You want to bring Mr. Fantastic. That's just, you know, it makes life 10 times easier. We also have the node here that drains our power every 30 seconds, so that kind of messes with our rotation a little bit, but what I want to showcase in this fight is just the reliability of Dr. Doom. We're taking a lot of blocked hits, where, look at this, 3 bars of power, throw off the special 1, steal it. Very nice, man. And now we're back at 2 bars and we can work our way back up to 3 bars of power. Okay, then we're gonna get that passive fury. You always want to toss off that special 3 when you can, and you want to go for that heavy attack. Another really great thing with that heavy attack here is that when Dr. Doom is going to be auto blocking, he's not going to be auto blocking heavy attacks, and you can safely chain that heavy attack whenever there's a shock, and there's going to be shocks very often. So Dr. Doom has a lot of things going on for him here. He has a lot of things going on for him in almost every single fight in the game nowadays. That's the thing with Dr. Doom, man. I tried to time that perfectly where I would get the power right after it drains the initial power, like, you know, press the button, drain, hit to gain the power. But unfortunately, you know, it didn't work out. Not the worst thing in the world. We're doing pretty well. I sped this up because this isn't a quick fight. This isn't a nuke him down fight. This is a Dr. Doom is absolutely reliable and incredible for even things that he shouldn't be doing. That's what I'm showcasing you here, and we're going to let me get rid of this pop-up here, sorry. And we're gonna go back into the real time here once we're getting down to just about the real time, down to his sig ability type phase. You know what I mean? Down below 14% health. If he has an armor up passive, he's going to gain all of that power very quickly. So now we're going to showcase how useful his special one is here. There's also arc overload, so we're going to be getting rid of a lot of that arc overload and turning it into a shock there. And look at that, man. We tossed off the first special one. It didn't drain him all the way. Not 100% sure why, but we have the aura up and we can go for an unblockable special 2 after the special 3 if we want to. I did this fight a couple days ago. I don't remember exactly how it ended, but there are a lot of ways you could do it. I could have went for the unblockable special 2, or I could just finish it off with the special 3. Both of those are very, very nice. Point is, Dr. Doom took down probably the hardest boss in 6.3 with like minimal effort. It took a bit of time, but it was a minimal effort. Let's jump over to some 6.4 bosses now, man. We have this Hydra Adaptoid here. Now, this guy, it's not the hardest fight in the world, but it's a little specific, man. And this is just another boss that Dr. Doom completely annihilates and has a counter for every single thing that they have going for them. So this guy is armor break immune, okay? He is a robot. And there's Matador here, so every time he throws off a special attack, we're going to gain a bar of power, okay? And when he tosses off that special attack, he's going to gain unstoppable buffs, he's going to gain power gain buffs, he's going to gain regeneration buffs, and what's going to happen here is we brought along Annihilus again, and we're going to try our best to keep him in the corner as much as we possibly can, and chain those huge heavy attacks, man. 22k. Look at that. And when we keep chaining those heavy attacks, we're going to be stealing all of his buffs, we're going to be turning his unstoppables and his regenerations into shocks, and look at that. Keeping those staggers up, getting those guaranteed critical hits, tossing off special 3s when we have them to get the fury buff. Let's speed this one up again, because this is another fight where it's not necessarily like nuke territory, but it's reliability territory, man. Look at this. We're still at 90% health, we're 60 hits in, and this guy's down to 30% health. So it's simple rotations with Dr. Doom. There are so many different rotations that you can do, and they all don't have to be complicated. Some of them, you just keep them in the corner and chain the heavy attacks, okay, in between special attacks. That's typically how I fight Hyperions in war with Dr. Doom. I chain heavy attacks in between his specials, and I steal his power gain buffs. So this guy, he was being a little annoying at the end. He wasn't tossing off his special 2. This guy doesn't have a special 3, so you don't have to worry about that. But this is pretty much the end of the fight here, man. It went perfectly as planned. Rank 5, 5-star Dr. Doom definitely does not end this fight as fast as the rank 3 does, but that's of course to be expected. Didn't expect him to get that unstoppable buff here, but it ended pretty cool where the special 2 has that block penetration, so we hit right through the block. Up next, we have a much faster 6.4 boss. This is the Captain Marvel movie, and I could have even done this faster, man. I played this very conservatively. Usually, what I do is I push her up to like a special 2 or a special 3, toss off the special 1, and then nuke her down with the special 2. But here, you know, I went for the special 1. Here, all the energy damage is nice. She went for a special 1. I'm staying close to her because of the close encounters, just, you know, out of habit there. She's going to toss off another special 1 here, and unfortunately, I didn't make it to special 2 before that happened, but we are going to end the fight with the special 2, I believe, right here. I have a rank 5, 5-star Dr. Doom video of this fight going up for my Legends run. It was like 29 seconds. So there's definitely faster ways to do it. But up next, man, we have this Thor Ragnarok boss. Now, I've also done this guy a lot. He has a lot of things going on here. Prove yourself, and prove power gain stuff. He has unblockable special attacks. He has the node where his he gets death touch after his special attacks. There's a lot of stuff here. Now, what I like about this boss is that you can do it with anybody. I've soloed this fight with the rank 5 Cyclops, okay? You can do it with anybody. Dr. Doom might be the best option, though. He might be the safest option. Why? Because we've talked so much about extreme power gain in this video so far. And Thor Ragnarok, he's gonna have extreme power gain, man. His special attacks also cost half power. So look at that, he's always going to be hovering around that special 3 when he gets to that bit in his combo meter, when you push him above 20 and he gets that passive power gain. Dr. Doom is always ready for that, man. He is always ready. So at this point, we want to toss off the special 3 when he's just above 2 bars of power. Right there. Let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit there. Speed up that special 3. We've seen it so many times. Do our rotation, medium, medium, light, 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 medium, medium, special 1. Now we're going to hold block. We're going to bait out that medium. Go for, you know, normally we'd go for a heavy attack there, but Thor Ragnarok has the thing where he has shortened, you know, debuffs if they're shocks and whatnot. So you have to adjust the playstyle and rotation a tiny bit when you fight him. Not the biggest deal in the world at all. We now have 2 fury buffs and we're doing our typical rotation here. Here's the special 1. And let's see how our special 2 does, man. We might go for like one more heavy attack here. Go for a heavy attack, get that guaranteed crit, 32k. And let's see if the special 2 finishes him off. Almost. Almost. Still about 8-9% health left. But that's not too bad, man. That's not too bad at all. When I was using the 5-star, it would take 3 or 4 special 3s before I could like end him. And we're going to end the fight here. We have one more special 2 in the bank. We're just going to knock it off. Really not the biggest deal in the world right there, and not the worst fight in the world. Very, very good fight, man. Dr. Doom just might be the best option there. There's so much going for him. So I mentioned the Abyss before. When you think of Dr. Doom and the Abyss, what do you think of? You think of Captain Marvel movie, you think of Bishop, you think of Cull Obsidian, you think of Venom the Duck, you think of Hyperion, you think of the Champion, you think of Red Skull, you think of Korg even, you think of a lot of champions that like Dr. Doom is able to either cheese or get around. Captain Marvel movie, Bishop, Cull Obsidian, he cheeses them. Okay? The other champions I mentioned, he gets around them. There may even be better options, but because he cheeses those other options, you bring Dr. Doom, and then you can get through them with him, alright? And he's good for them. But, you know, we've seen a lot of videos as well. For example, I'm thinking of like Suida. He brought like Star-Lord in, he brought Stark Spidey in, and he soloed Omega Red with Stark Spidey, pretty much using only heavy attacks. The thing with Abyss is that with the rank 3 champion, you have about 250 hits in your combo before the fight ends, alright? Now, when we have this Annihilus synergy here, every single heavy attack is going to be a guaranteed crit, okay? I'm not going to show this whole fight because, oh my god, it's so long, but look at how good Dr. Doom can do if you could potentially fit Annihilus on your team. And you could. You definitely could if you were looking to go the Dr. Doom route. It's possible for Dr. Doom to be your main clearer if you only do heavy attacks, man. It's a little radical of an idea. I feel like it's not the best option in the world. However, it's definitely possible. Now, this is really funny, so of course I included this. Medium, medium, light, light, light. Oh my god, he evaded me. And there's the special 3 that ended such a great run that could have potentially possibly been a solo. Alright, so I felt like it was only necessary to have some sort of alliance mode gameplay in here, and I feel like map 7, day 5, Annihilus here is probably the best candidate for that. So there are a lot of nodes going on here. There's soft guard, some other stuff as well. He has a very, very high health pool, 450,000 health, which is very, very high for, you know, alliance mode mini boss here, but hey man, that's totally fine. So what we want to do against this Annihilus here is we don't want to block too much because of the soft guard, but we want to get up to a special 1, and once we have that special 1, we can nullify his rod, okay? Now once his rod is nullified, we can parry, we can drain his power, we could steal his power, we could also get hit by the special 1 there at the end, and it's fine because we have that safeguard. Totally did that on purpose. Not really, but unfortunately here, he got his rod back at the end because getting hit by that special 1, it did throw me off a little bit. Not the biggest deal in the world though, because we're already back in it. So at this point, we want to keep the rotation going, bait out his dash attack, light, medium, light, light, okay? We're going to bait the special 1 properly this time, and we're going to build up to a special 3. Now, once we reach special 3 for the first time, the fight is over, and I'll explain to you why once we get there. But at this point, I'm trying to bait out the special 1, just because it hits a lot lighter than the special 2, man. Special 2 on the block hits really hard here, dude. Really, really hard. But here we are, man. This is going to be it. 1 light attack, back off. This is going to be the perfect amount of power. special 3 when he's close to his own special 3. He doesn't have his rod right now. Very, very important. He also has a stagger on him, okay? So when he goes to get it back, it's going to be taken away. And now, after the special 3, we're going to go medium, medium, just like always. Light, light, light. Medium, medium. Special 1, drain that power. Hold block. Hold it really hard. Bait the dash. Light, light, light. Back off. One more time. Light, light, light. Light, light. Medium, heavy attack. Fight's over. 100% confirmed. Impossible to die. Impossible to die, and I'll show you why. Because after this very hard-hitting special 3, it's going to take off about 10% of his health, which is about 45k. Should be about a 45k special 3. Medium, medium. Light, light, light. Medium, medium. No rod. Special 1. Steal the power. Unblockable special 2. And boom. Map 7, Day 5, Annihilus, very high prestige alliance, high attack, took almost no blocked hits, and very high health. That's how you want to fight that fight with Doom. That's how you want to fight all Annihiluses with Doom. Alright, for our grand finale here, we have the Grandmaster boss, man. The Grandmaster boss. Now, this is, you know, the boss of 6.4. A lot of people view this fight as, like, the best fight in MCOC. It's personally my second favorite behind the champion fight. I think this fight is, you know, this fight is probably definitely designed better. There's so much more going on. It's very much so a skill-based fight that you can do with almost anybody, but there are a couple things you want. You want a high base attack. Dr. Doom has the highest base attack in the game. You want a way to, you know, inflict a damaging debuff. Shock. You want sustainability. Dr. Doom, let's just say Dr. Doom, and you also want an ability to knock him down pretty easily. And Dr. Doom definitely has that. Now, I've said in the past, I think Thor Jane Foster is the best option for this guy because of all the guaranteed crits. But, here we go again, if you bring that Annihilus energy, every one of your heavy attacks is going to be a guaranteed crit. So, if you bring Annihilus with you when you fight the Grandmaster with Dr. Doom, it turns him into Thor Jane Foster. Kind of, if that's the way you want to think about it. You know? So basically, I feel like Dr. Doom with Annihilus is going to be the best option for this guy just because of the sustainability, because he has literally everything going for him against this fight. I really do enjoy this fight a lot. The first phase, man, if you have Annihilus there, you have all those crits, you really only need like 10 to 15 of those tokens, and you can go right into the second phase, man. Now for the second phase, he's got to complete the prompts, and you want to give him as much power as you can, you know, keeping him under 2 bars, of course. You want him to be tossing off that special 1 as much as you possibly can, so you can be racking up those tokens, but, you know, this guy has a damage cap of like 472,000. So once you reach like 15 tokens, that damage cap is reached, alright? So you don't have to go crazy, with the tokens, but you want to get to about at least 10, 11, 12 every time he goes to his wounded phase, just to make the fight go quicker, man. So you'll notice I did take suicides off for this fight because I like to toss off that special 1. I'm not sure if it gives him more power because it's a special attack or because it's energy based. I'm not entirely sure what it is because it's a projectile, but I noticed that Dr. Doom's special 1 gives the Grandmaster a bunch of power, and I feel like it's easy to get him to throw off that special 1 after he's knocked down. So that's why I have the I have suicides off for this fight, because also, all the damage here is based on base attack, not modified attack. So, the modified attack from the suicides isn't going to do anything for you in this fight. It's much better to do the Grandmaster with suicides off if you're going for exploration and everything. But, yeah, man, we have him in the wounded phase now, and just look at how quickly he drops, man. That's only possible with the Annihilus energy, man, unless you get really, really fantastic RNG. The thing with Dr. Doom is that you can go, like, look at this. He's down to 30, 40% health at this point, and Dr. Doom is basically at a full yellow bar. He's at 94% health. He's just taking blocked hits like it's nothing, like it's his freaking job, man, and he's just completely nuking this guy down. It's almost like he was in the back of the designer's mind when he was creating the fight. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, man. Dr. Doom was so good against this guy. I had to do a Grandmaster showcase here. I considered making this like a separate video, But I figured, we're starting off with the champion boss in the beginning. We had the collector in the middle. I was like, all right, let me go ahead and bring in the other Elder of the Universe and have the Grandmaster here. Why not, man? So I'm rambling because I already explained what this phase is. He's going to tell you to do things like inflict a damaging effect, do a critical hit, gain a buff, do an intercept, stuff like that. And after he says 5 of those things, you get him wounded, okay? And that's how you kill him. And so right here, inflict a damaging effect. All right, there it is. There's the shock. We now have, it says 9 there, so it goes in multiples of 5. So the next thing he tells me to do, he's gonna get wounded. I'm gonna do 1 or 2 heavy attacks. He's gonna be dead. Land a critical hit. All right, there we go, man. Let's jump right over to the 3rd phase. Now, this phase is a little more complicated if you don't know how this fight works. After he gets through his little infuriated phase here, he's going to gain power, kind of like Doctor Strange, all right? Where, like, if you hit him, it doesn't do, give him any power. It gives us power. And also, that little counter underneath our health bar there, when that gets to 0, our controls are going to be reversed, and that happens about 10 or so seconds before we can wound him for the first time. It's always in the same timer there. So we have knock him down here. We're going to knock him down with the passive stun. Very, very nice. We can't parry, but we can do the passive stun. He's not immune to stun, but he's like that kind of passive stun, but he's immune to being parried. So here, well-timed blocks, there we go. Building up those tokens. We're gonna keep a special 3 in the bank for when he's wounded, all right, so we can get a quick 5% damage off at the end of the first wounded phase. Here we have more perform well-timed blocks, but I wasn't expecting that special 1, and we got hit for the first time in this fight, but not the biggest deal in the world at all. Let's do 1 more block. Nice. Good to go. Reverse controls coming in hot. But great thing about that passive stun is I get to make him passively stunned while going for the heavy attack there, and really, really awesome, man. I can like get myself in order to be able to have the reverse controls going. Now he's wounded, and we're going to toss off that special 3 right at the end of it to get about 5% of his health off. So at this point, we got to go through his cycle, his game, 1 more time, and we're going to be good to go with a beautiful solo of the Grandmaster fight, all right? So we still have those reverse controls. Again, we use that passive stun very strategically there so that we can get ourselves situated so that we know which controls are happening, okay? That's why I held it out the entire time. Now controls are normal, dude, okay? We have 4 more tasks to complete. If I mess up and get hit by a special 1, the fight's over. If you get above 5 blunders, those red things, the fight's over. So it can't happen. I can't get hit by a special 1. Here, stand still. I can do that. I'm very good at standing still. So is Dr. Doom. We now have to go through 3 more, dude, trying to bait out the special 1. I find that he tosses off that special 1 a lot easier after he gets knocked down, but he's just not doing it, man. He's not throwing it off. So at this point, he has a special 2 in the bank, man. That's annoying, but check out this block proficiency. Look at that. Look at that, man. Boom. Nothing to worry about at all. At this point, this fight is pretty much over as long as I can complete 1 more task, which is backdash. And we're gonna backdash. There we go, man. Let's get those guaranteed crits and get to that final phase. 1 more. Nice. He backed up before the last heavy attack there. Not very nice. Rude. So at this point, gotta land an intercept, but I went ahead and didn't do that. Keep it interesting. I considered just letting him hit me here just to see how tanky Dr. Doom is, because I don't know if he would have killed me. Look at this. I don't think he would have killed me if he hit me the entire time. I really don't. I almost want to go back and test that because that'd be crazy. If you just let the rank 3 Dr. Doom get hit the entire time, that could be a really cheesy way to get through the end of that. You know, his health pool's high. And he's not going to get crit, and the Grandmaster doesn't have the highest attack value. So, yeah, man, I feel like this is a great way to end this rank 3 Dr. Doom video, but of course, it's a rank up video, so while I talk about him, let's go ahead and just give the punching bag here a little bit of screen time, alright? I'm not going to show the whole fight. This is just after he's getting ramped up after the first special 3. But anyway, my dudes, Dr. Doom has been one of my favorite champions in the entire game since the day he came out, man. You know, my story with Dr. Doom is interesting, man, because I grinded the arena for months prior to his arena release so I could have enough units to put up 100 million points in the arena before I even knew if he was going to be good. So I just did a lot of refreshes, and I didn't spend too much time in the arena for him. I spent more time for Silver Surfer, but for Dr. Doom, man, it was like, even if he was going to be good or if he was going to be bad, he's one of my favorite Marvel characters. He's probably my favorite Marvel villain of all time, and I was like, I need this guy. I need this guy, man. And then I pulled him from a basic crystal after the War season, like 3 seasons ago, and I had the Mystic Gem waiting for him. I'm just so stoked to have this guy at rank 3, man. He's probably, in the future, I mean, things can change, I don't know, but he'll probably end up being my first rank 5 6-star 5 years from now, whenever that is, you know? So, very, very happy with this rank up. Very proud of this rank up video. I love making these rank 3 videos like this. Making the Ghost one was one of my favorite videos I've ever made. This is coming in as a close second or even above that. Ghost is just so good, so I don't know. But no, I'm really, really proud of this video. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor. I spent so many hours on it. Drop it in your Alliance chat, spread it around, spread the love around, share it to a Dr. Doom fan, because I did spend so much time on this video and I am very proud of it. I don't ask that a lot. I asked it at the end of the Ghost video, yes, because I spent an equal amount of time, a little bit less than this one, on the Ghost video as well. But anyway, my dudes, that's going to be it for this massive rank up video. This is by far the longest video I've ever made. If you enjoyed it, please do your boy a favor and drop a like. Comment what you think about rank 3 Dr. Doom in the comment section below, and subscribe if you want to see some more of rank 3 Dr. Doom footage coming to you from Alliance War, Alliance Quest, Future Quest Act 7 in the future, hopefully very, very soon. I'll be seeing you around.